just
Great,
overall in your
great. He's doing really well. I mean, he's just still still a young, developing guy, but yeah, he is a special talent, and on his way to being something special as a lineman here too. I'm really proud of him.
Coach, you had quite an ordeal here last night after practice. Can you kind of take us through that? Tell us what happened.
Yeah, just crazy. Like something out of a movie. Like you just never even think of something like that. But we had just called. We literally just finished practice on that end of the field down there, and talking to the team, and we heard this just loud, just screeching noise, like somebody, obviously somebody was slamming on the brakes, and then we heard just a huge collision up on the perimeter, and so Danny Poole stepped off to call to make sure people knew there was a big crash. We just kind of all was like, oh, and then we turned around and I was fixing to dismiss the team, and then all of a sudden it was like timber was falling. We turn around and here comes a car just coming down that ravine. I mean, it was just unbelievable, and it just keeps coming, and it's all the way to the moat. It's a miracle it didn't go in the moat, and it was just kind of a natural. I mean, the whole team just took off running, and you didn't know if the car was going to catch on fire. You had no idea. It's just kind of instinct, and a bunch of our trainers and Daniel Boyd, who's student coach for us, but is a former military guy, they actually swam across the moat, and it's like quicksand over there, and just to try to kind of assess the situation until the paramedics get there, and Xavier Dye ran around to try to, because there's no way they wouldn't know where to go, because his car was all the way down, and so it was just, we huddled up, and we just said a prayer for whoever, just the situation, whoever the person was, and then my son Will came over to me and said, he just said, got a big tear in his eye, and he said, Dad, I think that's Clary, and I just took my breath away. Clary Miles is a kid I've known his whole life, and he's been on my team. Y'all know I coach baseball, and I've coached him since he was 8 years old. He's my center fielder, and just an unbelievable young man. Works for us here. He's a freshman, same as Will, and works for Thad, and just does odd jobs around here, and just an unbelievable young man and family. And I mean, it's like my own son's. I can just picture the situation. So just was able to get around there to him and call his dad and let him know that it was very serious. And I had no idea what to expect when I mean, they had to literally strap him and kind of winch him up and get him. And he was just in a lot of pain. But as soon as I saw him, he knew who I was. He knew who he was. And so my middle brother had a massive head injury when he was 16. He went through a windshield, and so I knew he didn't have like a massive head injury. I knew he was in a lot of pain, and he was moving his toes and hands and all that. So just trying to give his parents encouragement on the way to the hospital that hey, he's probably got some internal issues, but these are good signs, and it's a miracle. I mean, an absolute miracle that he is alive. I was able to go to the hospital last night, and just he's got a lot of things to deal with, and it's going to be a long road to get back to where he needs to be. But it's just a miracle. I mean, it's just God's grace that young man is still with us.
Sure. Coach, have you heard anything from the family today?
Yeah, and he has some broken bones. I think his hip and pelvis area, he's got some broken bones and some internal things that he's going to have to deal with, with his bladder and stuff. But it's going to be a long road for him. But all things that will heal in time, and that it's like I told his mom. I said, hey, whatever they tell you, be thankful, because he's moving all of his extremities, and he's conscious and aware. He doesn't remember what happened, but he knew everybody. And the rest, hey, because I just, with what we saw, I mean, I just can't even believe that somebody was able to survive that. Just a true miracle.
Should we?
Just angels around him.
Should we name